what happens in a single heartbeat. And it is illustrated by what we call the Wigger diagram. Hindi physiology book ang any physiology book kung walang Wigger diagram. So, lahat ng review books ng physio, lahat ng textbooks ng physio, meron ito. Ano itong Wigger diagram na to, Doc? Eto yan. Okay? So, this is your Wigger diagram, which will basically relate heart sounds, electrical activity of the heart, seen in the ECG, the ventricular volume curve, ventricular pressure curve, the atrial pressure curve, and the aortic pressure curve. So there are 6 things here that you're all going to relate with one another. And it will basically give you a description kung ano nangyayari each time na tumitibok yung puso. Ano nangyayari in terms of heart sounds, in terms of the electrical activity of the heart, in terms of volume and pressure at the various parts. So yan ang Wigger diagram. So ngayon, isa-isahin natin. Every time nakikita to ng mga estudyante ko before, kinakabahan eh. Dahil for them, it's sinasabi nila, sir, it's complicated. I personally don't believe that anything is really complicated in medicine. I've always believed anything complicated can be broken down into simpler parts that you can understand. And then later on, you can relate them with one another. So, guys, chill lang. Tindihin natin to. X-axis is basically time, divided into 2 basic parts, your systole and diastole. Systole and diastole are actually the correct pronunciations. When you say systole, it basically means ventricular contraction. When you say diastole, it basically means ventricular relaxation. So guys, super basic to Kabisado nyo na. Heart, 4 yung chambers. May 2 atrium sa taas, 2 ventricles sa baba. Yung ventricles, pag nag-contract, systole. Pag nag-relax, diastole. So what's in the x-axis? That's basically time. That's basically your systole and diastole. Okay? Y-axis here is basically either volume or pressure. So tingnan natin yung individual components nitong Wigger diagram bago natin siya i-relate sa isa't isa. Okay? So ano yung basically sinasabi sa atin? So first we have here your phonocardiogram, your heart sounds. The 2 basic heart sounds that I want you to remember is S1 and S2. Meron ding S3, S4, but most of the time they are not seen. Okay, they're not heard most of the time. So it's really just the 2. S1 is the first heart sound. S2 is the second heart sound. S1, okay, S1 is caused by the closure of your AV valves. Okay? If you remember basic anatomy ng puso, you have 4 chambers, okay? 2 atrium, 2 ventricles, and you also have 4 valves. The AV valves, or your atrioventricular valves, they separate, of course, the atrium from the ventricles. While the semilunar valves, okay, they're the ones that follow after ventricles. Sila yung nasa ilalim. So, ang AV valves mo, if you remember your basic anatomy, that's your mitral valve on the left, tricuspid valve on the right. While yung semilunar valves mo, that's your aortic valve on the left and your pulmonic valve on the right. Okay? So, ngayon, ganito yung gimmick. Pag nag-close yung semilunar valves, di ba? Imagine mo parang parachute yan. Pag nag-close yan, okay, parang yung parachute mo bumukas. Ang nangyayari, na-prevent niya yung backflow ng blood, and at the same time, it will produce a sound. The closure of your first heart, your AV valves will produce your S1. Okay? The closure naman of your semilunar valves, your aortic and pulmonic, will produce the second heart sound, S2. Okay? Classically, ang heart sounds mo, ganito dapat marinig. Lub-dub, lub-dub, lub-dub. Yung lub, that's caused by the closure of your AV valves. The dub, that's caused by the closure of your semilunar valves. Okay? So, in here, we can see, if you look at the diagram, this S1 will specifically happen in a phase of the cardiac cycle that we call isovolumic contraction, while your S2 will happen during a phase of the cardiac cycle that we call isovolumic relaxation. Okay? So mamaya yan, isa-isahin natin yan. For now, gusto ko lang muna maintindihan nyo yung pinakasimple. Heart sounds, S1 hanggang S4. Usually, S1, S2 lang yung naririnig. Ang S1 is caused by the closure of AV valves. S2 is caused by the closure of semilunar valves. Next, ECG changes. Okay? Super basic. Tututukan pa to in another lecture sa inyo. But basically, the ECG will tell you about the electrical activity of the heart. There are three major things that I want you to remember here. The P wave, the QRS complex, QRS, and finally the T wave. Okay? The P wave is caused by your atrial depolarization. So pag ang atrium nag-depolarize, it will produce your P wave. Okay? The QRS complex, meanwhile, will cause, it's a reflection of causing your, it's a reflection of what we call ventricular depolarization. When the ventricles depolarize, it will cause ventricular contraction. And then finally, T wave is caused by your ventricular repolarization. So, guys, basic terms, naalala nyo yung neurofusion nyo dati. Yung cell fusion nyo, naalala nyo yung terms na depolarization, repolarization. When you say depolarization, you make the cell more positive. When you say repolarization, you make the cell less positive, more negative. Okay? So, ang atrium at ang ventricles nagde-depolarize, repolarize din. May natawag kasi tayong cardiac action potential, if you remember our previous lectures to you. So, kapag ang atrium nagdepolarize, it will produce the P wave. Pag ang ventricles nagdepolarize, it will produce the QRS complex. Okay? And finally, kapag ang ventricles nag-repolarize, it will produce the T wave. Now, very interesting. Doc, wait. May atrial depolarization, may ventricular depolarization, okay? May ventricular repolarization. Nasaan, Doc, yung atrial repolarization? The atrial repolarization is present, but it is not seen as a discrete wave in the ECG because it's basically buried underneath the QRS complex. Hindi siya nare-reflect as a discrete wave because basically na-overwhelm nitong ventricular depolarization mo. That's why hindi mo siya nakikita as a separate, distinct wave here. Okay? So, things I want you to remember about the ECG: P wave, atrial depo; QRS, ventricular depo; T wave, ventricular repo. Pag nagkaroon ka ng P wave, nagkaroon ka ng atrial depolarization, the atrium will contract. Pag ang ventricles, pag nagkaroon ka ng ventricular depolarization, nagkaroon ka ng QRS complex, ang ventricles mo magko-contract. Okay? Next is ventricular volume. So, ang ventricular volume, in general, it will increase during diastole, it will decrease during systole, and it will remain the same during what we call the isovolumic portions, the isovolumic contraction and isovolumic relaxation. So let's see if it makes sense. Okay, earlier I told you ang systole is ventricular contraction, ang diastole ventricular relaxation. Does it make sense? Look at the blue line. Does it make sense that when the ventricles relax, ventricular volume will increase? Does it make sense? Yes. Dahil kung nagre-relax yung ventricles, di dapat yung blood from the atrium pupunta dyan, tataas dapat yung ventricular volume. So during diastole, ventricular volume will increase. Ngayon, does it make sense that during systole, ventricular volume will go down? Also yes. Why? Systole is basically ventricular contraction. So kapag ang ventricles nag-contract, ang expectation, yung ventricular volume mo, bababa. Kasi na-eject yung blood from ventricles papunta sa aorta or pulmonary artery. Okay? And then finally, very interesting. Look at these portions. Your isovolumic contraction phase and your isovolumic relaxation phase. So these are parts immediately before systole and diastole respectively. Isovolumic contraction happens before systole. Isovolumic relaxation happens before diastole. During these portions, ventricular volume remains the same. I'll tell you why later. Okay? Remember, it's in the name na rin. Isovolumic, same volume. Isovolumic contraction, isovolumic relaxation, walang change sa ventricular volume. So again, when it comes to this ventricular volume curve, look at this very beautiful ventricular volume curve. During systole, ventricular volume goes down, it decreases. During diastole, ventricular volume goes up, it increases. And during the isovolumic portions, isovolumic contraction and isovolumic relaxation, it remains the same. Okay? Next, ventricular portion, ventricular pressure curve, the one in red. So, y-axis na natin dito, pressure Look at the red line and look at the two dashed lines that we have here. The red line, that is your ventricular pressure curve. What do I like to explain about ventricular pressure curve here? In general, ventricular pressure increases during systole. It's high during systole. Ventricular pressure decreases during diastole. In general. Does it make sense? Dapat. Kasi tingnan nyo systole, mataas ang ventricular pressure. Diastole, mababa ang ventricular pressure. Does it make sense? Dapat. It makes sense, Doc. Kasi kapag ang ventricles nagko-contract during systole, tataas talaga yung pressure doon. Pag ang ventricles nagre-relax during diastole, bababa dapat yung pressure doon. Okay? So that is for the red line. Okay? Next, let's look at the dash line dito sa ilalim. There are two dash lines here. Itong dash line na to at itong dash line na to. Yung dash line sa ibaba is the atrial pressure curve. Itong dash line na nasa taas, that's your aortic pressure curve. Doc, ano yung gimmick dyan? Ano yung kwento? Now, if you look at the atrial pressure curve, okay, the dash line here, what you will notice that it's basically very low. It's very, very low, between 0 to 4 millimeters mercury. And it will only increase to its maximum of around 4 millimeters mercury during these portions that we call your A wave, C wave, and your V wave. Okay? So during the A wave, C wave, and V wave, tumataas slightly yung atrial pressure to 4 millimeters mercury. Okay? Now, Doc, ano yung reason? Okay? Bakit tumataas yung pressure? Okay? Nagkakaroon ka ng peaks of atrial pressure during this time. So let me give you some mnemonics to help you regarding the A wave, C wave, and V wave. Write this down in your handout. A is for atrial contraction. C is for contraction of ventricles. And V is for venous blood going back to the atrium. So, based on those, tingnan natin yung rational kung bakit nagkaroon ka ng increase in atrial pressure here. A is for atrial contraction. Does it make sense na kapag yung atrium nag-contract, tataas yung atrial pressure? Of course. And that will be reflected as an A wave. C is for contraction of ventricles. Does it make sense na kapag nag-contract ang ventricles, pati yung pressure sa atrium tataas? Yes. What's the reason for that? Imagine niyo guys may 4 na chambers yung puso, 2 atrium, 2 ventricles. Pag yung ventricles nag-contract, okay, yung AV valves mo are going to be pushed backward, causing the first heart sound, if you remember my discussion earlier. So ngayon, pag na-push backward yung AV valves, basically yung chamber size ng atrium mo liliit. Imagine there's the same amount of blood in your atrium, but the chamber size has decreased. What will happen? Pressure inside will increase. Same amount of blood, but smaller volume, pressure inside will increase. And that will be reflected as your C wave. And finally, your V wave. V wave is venous blood going to your atrium. Well, it makes sense when the blood from the superior vena cava, inferior vena cava goes back to your right atrium, for example, di tataas syempre yung atrial pressure. Same chamber size, more blood, tataas ang pressure inside. So in the atrial pressure curve, In general, it's low, 0 to 4 millimeters mercury. There are 3 peaks, A wave, C wave, and V wave. Okay, causes, A is atrial contraction, C is contraction of ventricles, and V is venous blood going back to the atrium. And then finally, we have here your aortic pressure curve. Aortic pressure curve, in general, is very high, between 80 to 120 millimeters mercury. Kaya ang BP mo, di ba? 120 over 80. So, ano yung kwento dito? Aortic pressure in general is high during systole. Aortic pressure is generally lower during diastole. It makes sense. Mas mataas siya sa systole when the ventricles are contracting compared to diastole when the ventricles are relaxing. The key thing that I want you to remember about aortic pressure is this one. Okay? If you will notice, dapat pababa na yung pressure dito. Okay? Dahil mag-uumpisa na yung diastole mo, pababa na dapat. Pero ano nangyari dito? Nakita niyo tong part na to. Pumalag. Nagkaroon ng slight and transient increase in aortic pressure during this portion. This is what we call your incisura or dicrotic notch. Incisura, I-N-C-I-S-U-R-A, incisura. Okay? Also called your dicrotic notch, D-I-C, dicrotic, D-I-C-R-O-T-I-C, dicrotic notch. So this incisura dicrotic notch is the slight and transient increase in aortic pressure that occurs during the period of time that we call your isovolumic relaxation. So, Doc, ano nangyayari dyan? An explanation sa incisura dicrotic notch. If you remember, dito sa isovolumic relaxation, dito mo makikita ang tinatawag na S2 or second heart sound. At ang S2 or second heart sound is caused by the closure of your semilunar valves. The closure specifically of your aortic valve and your pulmonic valve. Ngayon guys, ang nangyayari kasi, dito sa isovolumic relaxation, yung blood mo sa aorta, for example, is trying to go back to the left ventricle. Ang nangyari, it was prevented by the aortic valve. So ano nangyari? Nagkaroon ka ng second heart sound, di ba? Ngayon, aside from hitting the aortic valve, ang blood that's trying to go back to the left ventricle during isovolumic relaxation will also hit the walls of the of the aorta. That blood that's trying to go back to the left ventricle, when it hits the aortic valve, it will also hit the walls of the aorta, causing a slight and transient increase in aortic pressure that we call your incisura or dicrotic notch. Analogy. Imagine mo isang tao nag-drive ng kotse, ngayon nagbabaking siya sa isang parking lot. Ngayon, nung pag-backing niya, anong nangyari? Okay, ang bilis niya nag-backing, lakas niya mag-backing, tinamaan niya na yung pole sa likod, tinamaan pa niya yung wall na nasa likod, tinamaan pa niya yung mga gutters na nasa gilid. Yung pagtama mo sa mga gutters na nasa gilid, yun yung pagtama ng blood doon sa aortic walls. So, yun ang incisura or dicrotic notch mo. Kuha? Okay? So, those are basically the components of your Wigger diagram. Okay? Again, notable. Things that I want you to remember. Heart sounds. Therefore, S1 and S2 are the most important. S1 is caused by the closure of your AV valves. S2 is caused by the closure of your semilunar valves. ECG tells you about the electrical activity of the heart. There are 3 major waves, the P wave, the QRS complex, and the T wave. P wave will give you atrial depolarization. QRS will give you ventricular depolarization. T wave will give you ventricular repolarization. Okay, then we have here your ventricular volume curve. In general, ventricular volume increases during diastole, decreases during systole, and remains the same during the isovolumic portions. The red line is the ventricular pressure curve. In general, ventricular pressure is high during systole. Ventricular pressure in general is low during diastole. We have here your atrial pressure curve. Atrial pressure curve, 0 to 4 millimeters mercury, as opposed to your aortic pressure curve, which is 80 to 120 millimeters mercury. Atrial pressure is usually very low except for your A wave, C wave, and V wave. A, atrial contraction. C, contraction of ventricles. V, venous blood going back to the atrium. And finally, aortic pressure. Aortic pressure is higher during systole and diastole. There's a special portion called your incisular dichrotic notch that occurs during isovolumic relaxation, wherein aortic pressure will have a slight and transient increase. So those are the components of your Wieger diagram. Relax for now. We're going to discuss next the phases of your cardiac cycle. We're going to discuss how to relate these various components with one another. So let's begin. Again, previously we've discussed the components of your Wieger diagram, from the heart sounds to the ECG changes, the ventricular volume and pressure curves, the atrial pressure curves, and the aortic pressure curve. We're now going to relate these 6 together in terms of what we call phases. So these phases are basically, okay, the parts of your cardiac cycle. So in one heartbeat, these are basically the events that will happen. So this is from 1 to 7, and it will basically relate all of these 6 together. So what are these? This is your atrial contraction, okay, your isovolumic contraction, rapid and reduced ejection, isovolumic relaxation, rapid and reduced ventricular filling. Okay, so let me simplify it further for you guys. Basically, ang cardiac cycle, dalawa lang: systole, diastole, ventricular contraction, ventricular relaxation. However, it can be expanded to 7. Pag in-expand mo yan to 7, basically, yung mangyayari niyan, meron kang atrial contraction, followed by everything that happens to your ventricles in terms of contraction: isovolumic contraction, rapid and reduced ejection. And then everything that happens to your ventricles in terms of relaxation: isovolumic relaxation, rapid and reduced filling. Okay? If you will notice, there's a basic pattern here. Pag ang isovolumic portions, they will precede your systole, diastole. So isovolumic contraction will precede ejection. Isovolumic relaxation will precede filling or relaxation. And the other pattern here is that anything na may rapid will be followed by reduced phase. So rapid ejection will be followed by reduced ejection. Rapid filling will be followed by reduced filling. So 7 phases of the cardiac cycle: atrial contraction, isovolumic contraction, rapid and reduced ejection, isovolumic relaxation, rapid and reduced filling. Okay? Let's now relate them all together. Okay? Let's relate these 6 with one another and describe them in terms of what will happen at each particular phase or part of the cardiac cycle. Okay? So here's a story. In the beginning, there was an ECG. It will always start with the ECG because when there's an electrical activity of the heart muscles will either contract or relax. So in the beginning, there was a P wave. Okay? That P wave will cause atrial depolarization. When the atrium depolarizes, it will therefore contract. So the P wave now will precede this part. Okay? The P wave will actually cause this part, atrial contraction. So what will we see here, Doc, kapag ng atrium nag-contract? Pag ang atrium nag-contract, well, obviously, just imagine, may 4 na chambers dyan. Nag-contract yung atrium. So pag ang atrium nag-contract, tataas yung atrial pressure. Obviously, that will be reflected as an A wave. Okay, the dashed line that you see here. Pag ang atrium nag-contract, okay, blood will flow from atrium to the ventricle. So tataas yung ventricular pressure, tataas yung ventricular volume. Here in this slide, the ventricular pressure is represented by the one in red. Kindly look at your handouts. I-trace nyo yung Wieger diagram ninyo. Okay? This one, the solid line here, this is ventricular pressure. The blue line here, this is ventricular volume. Both of them will increase slightly because of blood coming from atrium to the ventricles. Okay? So, there are other things that you will see here. The fourth heart sound, blah, blah, blah. This occurs during the distal third of diastole, blah, blah, blah. But the most important really is this. P wave will cause atrial contraction. Okay. A wave will be seen here during atrial contraction. Ventricular volume and ventricular pressure will both increase here during atrial contraction. Makes perfect sense. So that is the first phase of the 7 phases of the cardiac cycle. Next, isovolumic contraction. Okay? This isovolumic contraction is preceded by the QRS complex. So the QRS complex will be seen before this phase. If you remember, anong QRS complex? QRS complex will cause what? Okay, ventricular depolarization. So when the ventricles depolarize, does it make sense that the ventricles will then contract? Of course not, causing what we call isovolumic contraction. So QRS complex, ventricular contraction will occur. So when the ventricles contract, what will happen now, Doc? Okay, take a look at the red line. Ventricular pressure is the red line here. Ventricular pressure is going to increase. Okay? The ventricular pressure is increasing. Okay? But ventricular volume, the one in blue, it remains the same. Okay? So, Doc, bakit nagkaganon? Ang ventricular pressure ko tumataas, bakit ang ventricular volume ko remains the same? Hindi po ba dapat, Doc, pag ang ventricles nag-contract, may eject yung blood, so ang ventricular volume mo sa ventricles bababa dapat. So, ano nangyari dito? Ang rule kasi natin, blood will only flow from high pressure to low. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nito, if you want blood to flow from the ventricles papunta sa aorta, if you want blood to be ejected out of the ventricles, dapat ang ventricular pressure mas mataas kaysa sa aortic pressure. Now, take a look at what happens here. Basically, isovolumic contraction is the first portion of systole. What happens here? Take a look at the red line. Ventricular pressure is indeed increasing. But take a look at the dashed line here. This dashed line here is basically aortic pressure. So what will you notice? Ventricular pressure may indeed be increasing, but it is less than aortic pressure. So anong implication noon? Ang ventricular pressure mo tumataas, pero mas mababa siya sa aortic pressure, hindi may eject yung blood papunta sa aorta. Okay? Tinimbang ka, ngunit kulang. Yan ang basic tragedy ni isovolumic contraction. Ventricular pressure is increasing, but it's because it's still less than aortic pressure, ventricular volume will remain the same. What are the other things that you're supposed to see here in isovolumic contraction? Take a look. You're going to see here the first heart sound. The first heart sound is caused by the closure of your AV valves, mitral and tricuspid. You're also going to see here the C wave. Okay, remember, ano ibig sabihin ng C wave sa atrial pressure curve? The contraction of the ventricles. So for isovolumic contraction, the one that I want you to remember more than anything else, it's triggered by the QRS complex, ventricular depolarization. In this phase, isovolumic contraction, ventricular pressure is increasing, but ventricular volume remains the same because during this time, ventricular pressure is still less than aortic pressure. During this time, isovolumic contraction, you're going to see the C wave, and you're going to hear the first heart sound. Okay? Dagdagan pa natin to. Things that I want you to remember about isovolumic contraction. Ventricular volume is highest at this stage. If you look at the ventricular volume curve that I gave earlier, ventricular volume is supposed to be highest during isovolumic contraction. Okay? Hindi pa kasi na-eject yung blood papunta sa ventricles, ay papunta sa aorta. After isovolumic contraction, you're going to see rapid ventricular ejection. What happens here, Doc? At the start of rapid ventricular ejection, this portion, take a look, something wonderful happens. Finally, ventricular pressure, the one in red, is now slightly higher than aortic pressure, the dashed line that you see here. Because at the start of rapid ventricular ejection, ventricular pressure is now higher than aortic pressure, blood now will be ejected, will go out of the ventricles and into the aorta. So when that happens, anong mangyayari? Take a look at ventricular volume. Ventricular volume will rapidly decrease. Okay? So, at the start of rapid ejection, ventricular pressure is now higher than aortic. Blood will now be ejected from ventricles to the aorta. Ventricular volume will rapidly decrease. Anything rapid is followed by a reduced phase. So, compare now, tingnan nyo yung slopes nitong blue line. Yung slopes ng ventricular volume ng rapid versus yung slope nitong ventricular volume during the reduced phase. And you will notice, even though bumababa pa rin siya, yung slope niya hindi na masyadong sharp. You are now in what we call reduced ventricular ejection. The reason for that, the height of ventricular contraction is now over, and basically your ventricles is now preparing for relaxation. Tapos na yung peak ng ventricular contractility. Okay? Next. Fifth phase, isovolumic relaxation. So, ano nangyayari dito? Okay? The isovolumic relaxation is preceded by the T wave. If you remember, ano yung uli ang T wave? Ang T wave mo, it will cause ventricular repolarization. Does it make sense that when the ventricles repolarize, the ventricles will now relax? It makes perfect sense, no? So when the ventricles repolarize, when the ventricles relax, what will happen? Ventricular pressure will rapidly decrease, as seen here in the red line. Okay, look at your Wigger's diagram in your handout. Ventricular pressure is rapidly decreasing. But take a look. Blue line, ventricular volume. Ventricular volume remains the same. Hindi po ba, Doc, pag ang ventricles nagre-relax, dapat ang blood from the atrium pumupunta sa ventricles, dapat po nagkakaroon kami ventricular feeling. So di po ba pag ang ventricles nagre-relax, dapat ang ventricular volume tumataas. So bakit dito sa fifth phase, isovolumic relaxation, bakit siya nagre-remain the same? Again, the explanation is it has something to do with the concept that blood will only flow from high pressure to low. Meaning, if you want blood now to flow from the atrium to the ventricles, if you have ventricular feeling to occur, ang rule, dapat yung atrial pressure mas mataas kaya sa ventricular pressure. Diba? Imagine mo, may 4 na chambers, 2 sa taas, 2 sa baba. Dapat mas mataas yung pressure sa 2 chamber sa taas, sa 2 atrium, para mag-flow yung blood papunta sa ventricles, yung 2 chamber sa baba. Take a look at this Wigger diagram. Ventricular pressure is indeed decreasing. But what's happening to atrial pressure? This is your atrial pressure, guys. And as you will notice, even though ventricular pressure is decreasing, it is still higher than atrial pressure. And because it's still higher than atrial pressure, okay, no blood will flow from atrium to the ventricles. Same ventricular volume will be seen. Okay? What are the other things that happen here? Ventricular, you will see here the second heart sound, S2, caused by the closure of your semilunar valves. You're going to see here the V wave of the atrial pressure curve. Again, the V wave is when venous blood goes to your atrium. And finally, you will see here the incisura or dichrotic notch, caused by blood splashing, okay, against the walls of the aorta near the aortic valve during this phase. So a lot of things, a lot of events happen here. Okay, again, what are the events that happen here, Doc? It's preceded by T wave. Ventricular pressure decreases, but ventricular volume remains the same because ventricular pressure is still higher than atrial pressure. You're going to see here the second heart sound, S2. You're going to see here the V wave, and you're going to see the incisura. After isovolumic relaxation, you're going to have rapid ventricular feeling. So what happens here? Take a look. At the start of this phase, rapid ventricular feeling, something wonderful happens. Finally, mahirap lang makita, pero paniwalaan niyo ako when I say the red line at this point is now lower than the dashed line. So it means that the ventricular pressure here is now slightly lower than atrial pressure. And because of that, blood can now flow from atrium to the ventricles, and you now have ventricular feeling. So again, in rapid ventricular feeling, ventricular pressure has decreased to a point that it's now less than atrial pressure. Ventricular volume now will suddenly increase rapidly. Okay? Anything rapid will be followed by reduced phase. So take a look. This is rapid ventricular feeling. There is very sharp increase, very sharp slope ng ventricular volume. take a look at what happens during the reduced phase. Reduced ventricular filling, it becomes flatter. Okay, this is the last phase, the 7th phase. And the reason for that is basically the cardiac cycle is about to end and a new cardiac cycle is about to start. So the ventricles is now about to begin contraction once again. So those are the 7 phases of the cardiac cycle. Kung tutusin, hindi siya mahirap. Okay? Sa review, again, remember the A, C, and V wave. Kung anong ibig sabihin yan. A for atrial contraction, C for contraction of ventricles, V for venous blood going back, okay, to the atria. There are 7 phases of the cardiac cycle. Again, we have your atrial contraction, isovolumic contraction, rapid and reduced ejection, isovolumic relaxation, rapid and reduced filling. Okay? Ang pinaka-importante dyan are the isovolumic phases dahil sila may pinakamaraming events. Okay? But for now, kung tutuusin, if you look at the Wigger diagram, hindi siya mahirap. Ang Wigger diagram, binibigyan kayo ng storya. Okay? Kung anong nangyayari sa heart sounds, ECG, ventricular volume and pressure curves, atrial and aortic pressure curves, in terms of the 7 phases. Ang gusto kong mangyari, ito dapat na competency na ma-achieve nyo guys. Pag nakita nyo itong Wigger diagram, may explain nyo bawat phase doon sa kaklase nyo. Masasabi nyo sa kanya, ito yung nangyayari sa atrial contraction, ito yung mga events. Sa isovolumic contraction, ito yung events. Sa rapid and reduced ejection, ito yung events. Sa isovolumic relaxation, rapid reduced filling, ito yung events. At bakit? Pag titingnan nyo lang yung Wigger diagram, dapat pwede na kayong magkwento. If you're able to do that, you're going to do very good in terms of the exam. And you're going to do very good pagdating sa clinics because you're going to one day utilize this pagdating sa mga clinical sciences like IM, PEDS, and surgery.